Here are the 10 fabulastic things I have learned this semester. Now, sadly, this is my very last presentation I will be ever doing for this class. Okay, so number 1 is famous Mr. Reynolds quotes, and you learn so much from these. Okay, I paraphrase a little bit just because I cannot remember what he says perfectly. One is we need to think the world together again instead of thinking the world to pieces. We don't need to know all the answers. We just need to dive into the profound truth. We need to live a life of just embracing paradoxes that we encounter. Just because you own something doesn't mean you have the right to it. These, you can learn so much from them. I'm just going to touch on them a little bit. One is that we don't need to think the world to pieces because we need to unite. We need to find our purpose, and we need to stick with it. We need to be powerful, and we need to go for what we want. Second, we don't need to know all the answers because we have the truth, and we just need to find it. We can go and get the truth. Third is we don't have to live a wonderful, crazy life. We can, but we just need to embrace all that we come across and all the trials. And just because we own stuff doesn't mean we have the right to destroy it. Just doesn't mean that we have the right to, just make it not what it is. Second is presentations. Okay, this one, I definitely learned how to Photoshop my head onto very strong guys' bodies. Okay. I also learned how to collaborate and work with others. I also built my foundations on super hard concepts by presenting it and teaching it to other people. 3 is the moot courts. I was so stressed out on these. I learned that the chief judge is in complete and utter stress the whole time, and especially if you have laggy internet, it's going to kill you. They also have to be not biased. You cannot choose whichever person has the better hairstyle. No. Second thing in the moot court was being a team leader. You have to lead while still being there for your team. And then I had to teach what I hadn't learned. I've never done a moot court. I've never done anything like this. And so I had to teach what I hadn't been taught before. Fourth is a pencil. So, pencil. Okay. Not a single person in the whole entire world can make a pencil. The economy we have is a lot like a pencil because not a single one of us can make or create an economy by ourselves. And this can go back and apply to our school. We cannot fully uphold the school. If it was just me, I can't do the whole school by myself. I am not able to do that. So we're like the pencil. Okay, number 5 is we have power. When we blame society, we give up some of our rights because we are giving up some of our rights to the government, no matter what side we are on. So when we notice and when we think we have nothing to do with why the world is confusing or anything, but honestly, we have so much power. We can change it. We can influence the world in ways that we couldn't even imagine. This is one thing that has been the most emphasized throughout my life while doing this course. 6 is less government is not always better. So this is a laissez-faire type of government view, I believe, and a little bit of veins. And so with no government, the citizens have to do everything and they're prone to attacks. So I believe that the laissez-faire is between no government and medium government. So medium government is healthy relationship, but both still have power. All government is you have no control. government does everything, and you can't think for yourself because the government is doing your thinking. Uh, that's just the gist of it. 7 is short-term pain for long-term enjoyment. This is also another view, Bastiat's view, and this one I can relate to working with people. So I love all these people and they're wonderful, but sometimes it was very hard to keep them focused on track so we could get the assignments done. So we just had to endure a little bit of focused time for a long-term enjoyment where we could talk about all the crazy stories of Kyler. 8 is inflation is not always bad. There's high inflation, medium inflation, and low inflation. But inflation is just the causes of rising prices. So it doesn't mean that inflation is always bad, and it's not always good either. And extra money has just been created because the people who run the government are using it to pay for what they buy. So this is when we need more money, and so they can generate it. And I always thought inflation was bad, so that was new. 9 is the boom and the bust cycle. I like this picture. So it was something new. I never learned this, where it's more of, I would explain more about this, but I don't have time. It's more of trying to uh, just regulate both what you have and what you need, what they want, and prices and everything. And so it's just trying to explain the overall cycle. And number 10, my favorite, is that Mr. Reynolds is the most dabtabulous teacher in the history of all teachers. And I would not change going through this course for one bit. I loved it, and everything in here I've learned and I can actually apply to my life. Okay, thank you so much for watching my presentation, and I'm sorry that it's a little bit longer, but it was so much fun. Thank you so much. You have blessed my life.